On my desk, he's just a skull, that dull, golden grin, sitting in the smoke like he owns the place. But Dusty wasn't always this, whatever he is now. Once, he was like us, a stacker who took it one step too far. This is the story of Dusty Hoffman, a stacker who went so deep into the silver, the vault kept him. Before the skull, before the vault, there was just a man and a habit that got out of hand. Dusty Hoffman loved silver in a way only another stacker truly understands. It wasn't numbers on a screen, it was the feel of it, the weight in the hand. The way old crowns carried stories you could almost hear if the room was quiet enough. Nights got later, the TV stayed off more often. The world outside got softer, blurrier. And the sound that cut through it all was the gentle clink of coins touching over and over again. That's when he noticed it. Somewhere in that sound, underneath the metal, there was something calling back. It started small, a story from an old dealer about a place below the stacks where the real treasures went. A note scribbled in the margin of a price guide, a half joke on a forum about deep vaults that didn't quite feel like a joke. Dusty collected clues the way he collected silver, little pieces scattered, but all pointing in the same direction. There was more history, more weight, a place where the best of the best offerings ended up, if they were worthy. One night, he got a parcel, an old crown, tarnished, scarred, heavy with other people's years. But when he held it, the call wasn't a whisper anymore. It was a drag downwards. The room felt shallower, the floor felt thinner. And for the first time, Dusty felt like the silver wasn't just his hobby, it was a door handle. He found it where no one else would ever look, not in a shop, not in a bank, but under his own comfort. Beneath the place he stacked, there was a way down. No blueprints, no keep out sign, just a feeling that said, if you want to see where it all goes, step through. So he did, crown in one hand, and the world of tax years, headlines, and normal sleep schedule stayed upstairs. The deep vaults weren't polished, no neat trays, no plastic flips, just row after row of silver, lying where it had chosen to rest. Some pieces glowed in the gloom, like they'd been waiting for him. Others almost turned away, as if they knew he wasn't meant to touch them. The further he walked, the less he remembered what time it was, when he'd last eaten, whether the phone in his pocket was still a thing that even mattered. All that mattered was the metal, the stories, the weight. And a presence in the dark finally stepped forward and said,
If you love it that much, stay.
It wasn't some big horror moment, no jump scare, just a choice, stretched out over 1,000 little seconds. Dusty Hoffman stopped being the man who visited the vault and started becoming a part of it. His body faded first, all the bits that worried about work, bills, the weather, those didn't belong down there. What the vault kept was the part that understood silver better than anything else. The eyes that could read a coin's life in a single glance. The grin of someone who'd finally found what they were looking for. When it was done, there was no heartbeat, no footsteps, just a skull sitting in the smoke, finally home. The deep vaults made him an offer of their own.
Stay. Watch. Judge. Be the gatekeeper who decides which offerings earn a place in the dark, and which get sent back to the world above.
Dusty accepted. Of course he did. What stacker wouldn't want to spend eternity surrounded by the best of the best? That should have been the end of it. Dusty in the dark, Silver all around him, judging in the shadows forever. But the vault doesn't waste a good gatekeeper. Sometimes it needs eyes upstairs, a reminder, an anchor. Every now and then, a piece finds its way back up, not labelled, not explained, just slipped into our world as decor, or Halloween, or a bit of fun for the shelf. That's how he turned up. A dull, golden skull. Wrong place, wrong section, wrong description. But it felt right in the way silver people recognized straight away. I told myself I was buying something cool for the channel, a prop, bit of character for the desk. The moment he landed here though, the table felt different, quieter, like the vault had just pulled a chair up to my side of the screen. Now, when silver arrives on my table, when I call it an offering, when the room goes quiet for just a second before I flip a coin or lift a bar, that's him. Not just a mascot, not just a logo, the skull of a stacker the vault kept. Watching through the smoke and deciding, is this worthy of the deep vaults, or does this go back upstairs with the rest? People ask why I talk about offerings, why there's a skull judging my silver, why I joke about the vault getting louder. It's because somewhere far below, where we could ever reach as humans, there's a stacker who couldn't stop. And now, he's the one keeping score. His name was Dusty Hoffman. Around here, we just call him Dusty.